During an interview, the CEO of Tesla, Elon Musk, said that the US-based vehicle startup Rivian is going out of business and are slowly trending towards bankruptcy. When Rivian raised the price of its electric vehicles earlier this year, it noted that doing so exponentially reduces the number of consumers who can buy the vehicles. Welcome back to Elon Musk Center. Big fan of Elon Musk and his thinking? Well, you're at the right place. By the end of this video, you'll know precisely what the state of Rivian is and Elon Musk's thought on that. So let's get started. So for the people new at this, let's know exactly what Rivian is. Rivian is a brand new electric vehicle manufacturer with headquarters just outside of Detroit. With its all-electric truck, or the R1T, and all-electric SUV, the R1S, Rivian is poised to turn the automotive industry on its head. The Rivian SUV will follow after the Rivian truck, which appeared first. Both cars will be equipped with the ability to drive semi-autonomously and in all challenging terrain. This year, Rivian recalled 12,212 of its models. The recall concerns a bolt that was not appropriately torqued and might cause steering loss, front suspension noise, and a rougher ride. According to Rivian, the issue was initially identified on one car in mid-August of this year in files with the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration. Later, by the end of September, the same issue was found on the different automobiles. The R1T pickup truck, R1S sport utility vehicle, and the company's electric delivery van, or EDV, are all involved in the recall. The memory also include Edmunds' long-term R1T test truck. The Michigan-based automaker claimed in the recall notice filed with the NHTSA that it would start emailing and texting affected customers as soon as feasible to let them know on or before November 24, 2022. What hurdles did Rivian face? The R1T truck and the R1S Sport UTE from Rivian have generally gotten overwhelmingly excellent views from the automotive press. The R1T has a starting price of $73,000, a more than 300-mile range, and a towing capacity of 11,000 pounds. The R1S's starting price is slightly more at $78,000, but it shares the same electric foundations as the R1T. Supply chain problems have hampered Rivian's production. The new manufacturer has concentrated on producing the R1S and R1 higher T's trim levels, including exclusive launch edition variations of both EVs. For the 2023 model year, Rivian has promised a more comprehensive lineup of cars, which may include an extended range battery pack with a potential range of 400 miles or more. When Rivian attempted to retrospectively increase the price of vehicles that prospective buyers had placed online pre-orders, the company garnered unwanted media attention earlier this year. Pricing for the existing and upcoming orders of the quad-motor R1S and R1T models was increased by almost $12,000. The business eventually reconsidered its decision and paid the original amount for any vehicles ordered before March 1st. Now, let's talk about what Elon Musk has to say about Rivian. He starts with, quote, "Unless Rivian and Lucid Motors change something about themselves, they'll become bankrupt," end quote. Rivian is closing up because of how much of an issue they have become. In a recent interview, Elon Musk discussed the business and the reasons it's in danger of going bankrupt. One of our generation's most prosperous business people is Elon Musk. Rivian decided to compete directly with the tech millionaire, but they could have done better. Running a successful car company is quite tricky. Only Tesla and Ford have avoided bankruptcy out of the all-American automakers. The issue is that the auto sector has poor profit margins, making scale efficiencies challenging. Tesla has repeatedly escaped bankruptcy, notably on Christmas Eve in 2008. According to Musk, quote, "Tesla's financing closed at 6 p.m. Christmas Eve, the last hour of the last day possible. Payroll would otherwise have bounced 2 days after Christmas," end quote. Elon Musk recognizes how challenging it is for businesses to survive. Elon Musk criticized rival electric businesses Rivian and Lucid Motors earlier this year, telling Tesla owners in Silicon Valley that they would fail unless there were significant improvements. When he made his remarks, Tesla's stock was in trouble. Since the announcement of the $44 billion Twitter announcement, they've been fine. Elon Musk says, quote, "The only car companies in the US that haven't gone bankrupt are Tesla and Ford. They will go bankrupt unless something changes significantly with Rivian and Lucid. I hope they can do something, but unless they can cut out their costs dramatically, they are in deep trouble and will end up in the car cemetery like every other except for Tesla and Ford. My advice to Rivian would be to cut costs across the board dramatically or they're doomed," end quote. We're so happy you're watching this video. Are you a big Elon Musk fan and a fan of his ideas? Well, that's what we're here for. Stay tuned to know what happens after this. If you're an admirer of such interesting Elon Musk content, we would appreciate if you could take a second to click the like button and subscribe to our channel. If you think that this video is fascinating, you would want to find out what the upcoming content that we have to deliver to you in the future. So tap on that bell icon to never miss out. Now let's get back to the video. He brought up Rivian's choice to hike the price of its electric vehicles earlier this year, knowing that it would decrease the number of people purchasing the car. At the beginning of this year, Rivian experienced $1.5 billion in huge negative growth margins. It will go bankrupt if it keeps producing electric vehicles whilst losing money on each one. This also included Lucid. At the time, Tesla was in a similar situation. Before getting its costs under control, Tesla spent considerable time looking for funding. The primary distinction between Rivian and Tesla is that the scope of their operations. By the time it started shipping thousands of its vehicles per quarter, even though it was still losing money overall, Tesla had created a positive growing margin on its vehicles. Despite continuing to lose money on every vehicle it delivers, experts continue to prophesy doom and recommend that Rivian may save costs by reducing output. The other factor was that with $16 billion in its bank account after the quarter, Rivian could control these losses. But to Musk's point, it's going downhill. Because of the time, Tesla too was in a similar circumstance. A few months have passed and Elon Musk's predictions are coming to pass too. The conclusion we have is as far as the present state of Rivian is concerned, even though the company continues to view global supply chain difficulties as the biggest source of unpredictability, the second shift of workers is currently producing electric vehicles at Rivian's facility in Normal. In Normal, Rivian presently employs 6,680 people. The plant needs to add a second shift to expand production hours each day and eventually attain its 150,000 vehicle yearly capacity. Supply chain issues are one of the reasons that Rivian is only aiming for 25,000 this year. The latest quarter saw a $1.5 billion loss for Rivian and its gross margins are negative. It will become insolvent if it maintains losing money on the electric vehicles it sells and delivers, which can be challenging without indications that the trajectory is changing. Similar circumstances apply to Lucid. But at this point in their history, Rivian and Lucid should be in this position, and Tesla was in a very comparable place at the same time. Before controlling its costs, Tesla was in the red and had to raise additional money constantly. The critical distinction is that Rivian is carrying out this much work on a larger scale than Tesla. While it was still losing money overall, Tesla had generated a positive gross margin on its vehicles by the time it began shipping thousands of them each quarter. Lucid and Rivian have exciting products that are gaining popularity, and they are currently concentrating on scaling those products while cutting expenses. Yes, it's something to keep an eye on, but Musk's predictions of doom are strikingly similar to the cynic's remarks that vexed him while Tesla was going through the same development stage. Aside from that, we wish Musk would resume giving interviews to individuals who are not simply superfans and would press him on statements like that. We aren't criticizing those people because it's not their job. They're just fans who want to hear him talk. However, throughout the entire conversation, Musk makes comments while they nod and they never question anything he says. We hoped you learned something interesting about these facts about Elon Musk and his idea about the failure of Rivian. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel, Elon Musk Center. Also, if you have some exciting topics, recommend them to us down in the comment section below. We love when you send us reviews and recommendations and welcome them wholeheartedly. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next marvelous piece and we'll see you in the next one.